gentlemen, welcome back to HN Builds. Today we're back working on the derby car. I believe this is going to be part 6. As you can see by the intro, we started off today by cutting a hole into the hood of the derby car. As per regulations, you have to have a hole in the hood because in case there's a fire inside of the engine, it has to be able to be doused pretty quickly, not have to fuck around the hood. Completely understandable. So that's been cut. Now we have a lot of stuff we got to do today. We're going to start off with the electrical system. Per regulations, the battery has to be mounted in the passenger seat of the car. Now, I probably would have been smarter to get a milk crate and just put the battery in the milk crate and secure it that way. But me and my infinite wisdom decided I wanted to weld some more. So I have a steel lentil here, and we're going to make a battery box. I'm pretty much going to cut 4 pieces out of this piece of steel, weld it together in a square, put the battery in the square, take a piece of HVAC mounting cable, and just stretch it over the battery, make sure it's all taut and secured down. Run a couple bolts in each of the corners of this box, secure it to the floor. Battery box. It's a pretty dumbass idea. Why couldn't I just use a milk carton and save like 50 bucks? I don't know. But apparently I want to over-engineer the shit out of this thing for no apparent reason. So that's what we're going to be doing. I got steel cut out and I kind of got it laid out for what I'm going to end up doing with it. Decided to kind of take it a little bit of a lazier way than, well, a lazier way. There's no other way to put it. Rather than cutting out the steel in squares and stuff in the corners, I'm basically just going to line it, put it on the top, and then put those 2 on the bottom and weld them all together. I know it's a lazier way to do it, but it is quicker, cheaper, easier, whatever the fuck you got. All the things. It's a better way to do it. It's a quicker way to do it. Don't want to fuck around with this for super duper long. But I'm definitely going to be taking this out of the fucking car when I'm done with the derby. So I just run 2 bolts, thinking 1 in here, 1 over there to mount it to the floor, and it should be perfectly fine. Well, that's how much I have welded now. Not done yet because the fucking welder ran out of goddamn wire. Just kind of want this project to keep going. I'm like starting something and then stopping it. It drives me nuts. But yay, that's what I get to do. So yippee! I'll be back when the wire gets changed. It might be tomorrow. Who the heck knows?
1 eternity later.
Okay, so it's been a few hours. Obviously, you can tell it's darker. It's actually been quite a few hours, not just a few. Anyway, we got welder back up and running, got the proper wire in it, got some more argon gas for it because it was running out. Now we're gonna get back to welding. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, there's all of it all welded together. Honestly, some of the welds I'm not very proud of, and some of them I'm really proud of. Like, I really like to look at that one. Mostly just that one. That one isn't horrid. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get this welding thing down. That one's pretty not that horrible. I think I'm starting to get this welding thing down. So I'm going to go get these welds painted now to ensure that the metal obviously doesn't rust away for the derby. Then I'm going to put the battery in here, see if it fits. All right, so I got the box all painted, and then I'll come back tomorrow to test the battery and paint the bottom side since it's already getting pretty dark. It's like, I don't know, 9:20 or something. Anyway, to ensure that I don't get paint smudged and shit, I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow for sure.
So it's quite a bit later now. Bottom of the battery box is painted and it's all dry. So now we're going to drill and tap a hole self-tapping screws that we're just going to run into the hole. These are 1/4 so we have to drill a 13/64 hole. 1/64 hole. I'm going to drill into here. I'm going to find the center of this thing, drill into here, leave a little bit of the screw poking out so we can run a bungee around the battery, keep it in. I was originally going to do that strip of the HVAC tie down metal. I don't know, I'll put the name up right here. I can't remember what the hell it's called. I was going to originally run that, but then my dad actually had a really good point and said that if the battery gets jostled a little bit, it could short out on that metal, which, yeah, I didn't think about that. So we're going to use a bungee strip that doesn't have metal on it. We got both of the screws all tapped on either side. Now I'm going to drill a hole that's going to be a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch this time into either side of these to bolt that eventually to the car floor. Okay, so I got the fun holes in there all drilled. My stupid fucking drill popped out of drill for whatever reason. Went to one of the stupid gears, that's why it kept jamming up. Now I'm gonna put a battery in here and see how it looks. This fucking thing's actually the old battery out of my pickup truck. Because, well, I had to change the battery anyway. Might as well use the battery for a derby car so I don't have to spend money on a new battery. My bungee appears to be too long. Better problem than I usually have. Let's stay in there. Jesus, don't fall on me. Yeah, she should stay in there. Just gotta pick it up like that. Ease on Pete. A lot of material in a little tiny area. All right, battery box is done. Okay, so we got the battery box done today, which is honestly my goal today. Tomorrow, pretty much gonna be working on it all day. I'd actually get a day off, so I'm gonna be back working on the derby car all day tomorrow. My goal tomorrow is to get the battery completely and totally hooked up and hopefully get started on the fuel system. I gotta do a lot of stuff there, but getting started on it, well, it's a good start. I'm not going to drop the fuel tank or anything unless I'm somehow able to have time to do that tomorrow. I also want to try to get the rear windshield out. So we'll see if I'm able to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But if I am, that'd be absolutely fantastic. My hope is to just get the fine tool all the way along the thing like I did last time, except I don't have that fancy blade like I did last time because I broke it. And I haven't ordered a new one. I don't want to. So yeah, we'll see if I can do it with the normal Fiend tool. I feel like I can. I don't think I need the tool. I think I can do it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, I'm rambling too much, so let's get to tomorrow. Okay, so it's a new day. Got the derby car out. Back and working on this fucking thing. Gonna start off by getting the battery box in here. But let's start with electrical stuff. So we have to have our battery box in this area. Somewhere. I was probably going to put it a little bit closer up into here. And then we have to wire from the terminals up here a line that will go somewhere all the way around here, all the way down into that hole in the firewall right there. So I feel like the best way to do that would be up here, go around up here. Those go to the shock, so that's not going to have any heat going to it. go up and around down here, probably through some of this crap. Hello, Mr. Spider. How are you doing today? I'm gonna invade your home with some wire. Up and around here, down, and finally through there, and then into where our battery box will be. Currently we have the battery charging. I put it on not too long ago. Connectors to our battery are the normal post ones, but the ones I bought are to the nut ones, which is good for the battery that already is in there, because then I can just sandwich the two down, put a bolt through it, and just make a connection that way. But to connect to this battery, our new battery, we need something different. So went to the auto parts store, bought these. I just have to cut off those things, and wire these to it, which is pretty simple. And I'm actually kind of glad I did it this way, because it will make it easier to wire the fuel pump directly to the battery. So yeah, let's get these put on that. That might be a natural electrician. So I started by just getting the wire kind of set in there. I've decided I'm going to run the wire through this way rather than trying to run it through the other way. I figured this way was just easier, and I'm not going to be dragging those connections I just made through all the engine and stuff, getting crap all over it. This will kind of keep them a little bit cleaner and allow me to just get it through. Okay, so now just reach down here, grab them, pull them right on out. Okay, just like that. But now I have to rig the terminals to the engine to these terminals. To do that, I obviously have to get the battery out, but I also have to take this stupid post out, because this is how brilliantly this car is designed, is that you have to take this fucking strut out. And originally, before I tore it out, you'd have to take the windshield washer reservoir that was right over the top of the stupid battery to get the battery out. Only thing you'd have to do that's worse is, on some cars, you have to take the fucking engine out, some of the newer ones. So I gotta give it to Chevy. At least they weren't that insane to fucking make that. Okay, then the next thing I gotta do, I gotta take these little nuts out, which I don't think is too hard. I think I just gotta kind of just pull on them. There you go. Then that comes right. Oh my Lord, have mercy. That's a lot of corrosion. And this one, just do the same. So now, my plan for connecting the two is I'm literally just gonna take a bolt, run it through this thing, run it through that, take two washers, squish them either side, and hold them in place so they touch. Wrap the shit out of electrical tape so they don't accidentally touch each other or touch something and short out the car. And do that. So I got the connections all sealed as best I can. I don't think they're going to be a problem. I think they're far enough apart and there's not enough material around them. And hopefully I did a good enough taping job. I think I did, but the tape's not sticking the way I wish it would. But whatever. Now I'm kind of going to, I think, zip tie these lines together as they run all the way through into the, as they run all the way around through into the firewall. Just so they're not, you know, flying around all over the place. I'm also probably going to zip tie them down to some of these things, some of these other cable connections. Try to keep it off of the hot ass engine is my goal. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now it's time to get the battery box actually physically in here. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it right up here. Kind of keep it out of the weather a little bit by hiding it under the dash. I'm also probably gonna be putting a tarp over the top of it once I actually get it installed. Just to make sure kind of water stays off it. I prefer not to have a corroded battery. Plan is I'm just gonna set it in here, kind of drill 2 holes in. I have 2 more self-tapping screws I think I'm going to use to kind of just secure it in here. It'd be a lot easier than going underneath the car and running bolts up to it. Although if it does come to that, I can do it. I do have bolts and stuff that I can use to do it. But I'd prefer honestly just use the self-tapping screws, but we will see how thick the actual metal is. And on top of that, how rusted it is, because I feel like, just like the driver's side, this side's gonna be pretty rusty as well. After tightening the bolts down a little bit, I think we're all right. So the next thing I want to do, I want to put the battery in here. Then I want to just give it a little bit of a test run. Make sure the engine starts and all that before I do any more to the car. Just simply because if something is wrong with this part, it would be a hell of a lot easier to tell that it's something wrong with this stuff than when I have the fuel tank in here and I'll have all that all torn apart and I'll mess with. Just to be able to tell, oh, there's something wrong right here. I don't have to search for it, which I don't like doing. Okay. Fuck. So hopefully this thing's fully charged. It said it was. Doesn't mean a hell of a lot though. Might have to still jump to start this thing. So, it's like any other battery. First, turn it around. Wise man once said, design everything as a hammer as it will be used as such. That sure as shit applies to fucking power tools. Let's see if she starts. I might have to jump start her. Where's my key? There's my key. I might have to jump start her. Yeah, let's go! Electrical system, batteries in the cab, electrical system is complete. I don't have any gas in this thing, so I'm actually gonna shut it off. Okay, so now I got the battery in. The next thing I'm gonna do that I've been kind of dreading and trying not to think about is try to get that back windshield out. Yeah, let's just get to it. Kind of been dreading doing that, but gotta get it done. So basically I'm gonna try to do the same thing like what we did earlier with the other windshield. But this time, I don't have the fancy ass tool, so I'm just gonna have to use the oscillating tool with the metal blade on it. You know what? Fuck it. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. It's gonna be more of a mess to clean up, but how do I say this? For the fun.
And for the fun.
Like I said, for the fun. That was a fun strike, actually. That was really fun. Oh, that's such a mess. So this is gonna take a minute. I guess I'll just cut to when all of this is cleaned up. All right, and with that, all the glass is all cleaned up. It took me a while. Went around the edge with the oscillating tool and cut all this glass out. There's still some glass around, but I'll go through probably 2 or 3 more times and get it all cleaned up. I'm just gonna remove these speakers really quick because it's something that, I don't know, I kind of want to just get rid of, since especially now that this is all open. I don't want to accidentally have a short or something. You know, I think they're unplugged. Now, the next and probably the last thing I want to do for today is I want to get the fuel pump rigged up. So what I have to do, I basically have to run a line from those connectors up there on the positive and the negative. That's why I didn't really tighten them down super duper tight when I assembled them in the barn. I have to basically put those on. I have to run them up to a switch, which has to be up here in the dash, just a power switch to ensure be able to cut power to the car, because it's a fuel injected car and it can apparently run away or whatever. Anyway, basically I have to put a switch on it. So I got an electrical switch. I'm just gonna probably put it in, I don't know, somewhere around here. Maybe I'll put it under here. I don't really know. I prefer to have it up here. I might take this off and put it, you know, in there where that goes. I'll probably end up doing that. And then I have to basically run the wires down to the fuel pump, which is basically just going to be back here, because the fuel tank's going to be back here. I have an inline fuel pump. I'm probably going to run up to about here, so I'll run the cords basically back to around here. Fuel pump's going to be basically right over here, and then the fuel line is basically going to come down to a metal line, which I'm going to have starting right around here. Then I'm going to run that all the way up pretty far. I might make it all the way metal, all the way up through the firewall, because I have to have a metal piece running through the firewall. That's just code for the Derby. But I might switch it around here to the rubber again, bring it up to there, switch it back to metal, and then I'll switch it back to rubber to get all around in the engine. But first things first, let's get this air conditioning module off. These aren't self-tapping screws. The friggin' plastic is soft enough that they act as tug. I need a little bit more. What I want to do is I want to strip some of it. Like okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. We actually got a lot done this episode. I'm pretty happy. Coming up pretty close to the actual race itself, but honestly, I feel like I'm going to be fine actually getting this done. Only got a little bit left. All we got to really do is the fuel tank. That's going to be the hardest part, I feel like, that we have left to do. Then we have painting the car, obviously. We have chaining the door shut, chaining the hood and the trunk shut. We have then we have bracing the outside of the driver's door, padding the driver's door. I feel like we can get a lot of that done tomorrow. I'm going to try the next episode to get the fuel system done and get the driver's door padded, and possibly get the doors chained shut as well. That one wouldn't be too bad. I feel like that one would be pretty simple and straightforward. Pretty much I just got to wrap a chain around and run a bolt through it so it's nice and secure. that would allow me to be able to then reinforce the driver's door and chain the hood of the trunk shut and paint it. So I'll see all you guys in the next episode of this extremely long and extremely complex, and it's not stressful at all or detrimental to my health at all, YouTube series of building a derby car. See you guys later.